Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rev Talk. I'm Reverend Beverly, and this is Reverend Kim. We're going to let her open this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, whatever time zone you're in. And let's see what we can talk about, and if it gives you anything or insight of something you need to work on.
Yeah, this has been a week for me to work on a lot. I pulled a card from the Forest Fae, which I love this deck. You and I both love this deck. So the card I pulled is it's to the Greenwood. Seek comfort and acceptance. Be kind to yourself. I don't know if you can see that, but it is really, really cute. I really like it. And yes, that is so spot on for me with the whirlwind of stuff that has just happened within the past couple of weeks. I found myself not doing any of those things.
Nothing you were supposed to do.
Right. Well, seek comfort and acceptance and be kind with you, gentle to yourself. I was not. I was trying to bull my way through just, let's just keep moving. And it was not happening. The energies were not happening. They were like, you need to stop and take care of yourself and figure this out. So I did. I took a couple naps. I'd nap nap in the afternoon, take a nap, yay, felt better. And so by today, so it's Thursday, and the end of March, holy moly, new moon, new beginnings, time to let go of all of that, because like you had said when we were talking, in ACIM, it's, this is all an illusion. And I know that, and I have still allowed myself to get caught up in that energy.
That reminded me of, everybody is hyped up on ACIM, and it was a great study class, and I learned so much. But it's basically the same thing the Four Agreements said. And when I read that, I thought, how can this all be an illusion? But then I started just remembering the Four Agreements. And if you do those, the world would be perfect, because you only see love. The one of them is be impeccable with your words.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, don't take anything personally and take offense, which we all do if somebody does something.
Right.
Never assume. That's the hard one, because just in texting, you assume the way they're saying it, and they didn't mean anything by it. It's the way the words were. And the last one, I'm forgetting it. Always do your best.
Oh, that's awesome.
And if you do those, there's no turmoil, because those around you see that you live by those Four Agreements, and they will not assume. They will not take, because you aren't doing it. You're an example. So I think it's real important to realize, be the example you want to see.
Right, which is what we've been saying a lot of is, another way of saying take responsibility for your life. You are only responsible for your life. So if that is the case, the next step is follow the Four Agreements, which is you taking responsibility for your life and everything that happens in it, and be, like you said, be the example.
I watch a lot of people now that are taking and telling their kids not to do something, and then 5 minutes down the line, they're doing it.
Right.
And they don't realize, even one of the things that I realized, everybody texts and drives. And I'm like, I don't even do that.
I don't know how to do.
They're telling, oh, no, it's okay. I know what no, it's not, because everybody that sees you doing that, you can bet your bottom line they're going to do it, because they're going to think they're just as confident as you.
Well, it's like I had said before, my dad used to say, and of course he would say it jokingly,
But yeah,
he'd be like, do as I say, not as I do. And I used to tell him, that doesn't work.
yeah, it doesn't.
Knowing it's true, yet still, just
In the back of your mind, well, he did it, I can do it.
right.
It's human nature. You can't change your thought patterns. You have to see and live your examples.
Yes. And it's the whole thing of comparing yourself to another person, which, is not fair to either person. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to them. Why would you compare two unique individuals? Why would you compare and say, well, they're doing it, so I can do it? Why? You're not them and they're not you.
And we're all on a different path.
Exactly. We're all living we're all living our own life. Why are you looking? And I get it, because of course, it's that silly thing when you fall and then you look around to see if anybody's seeing you. I do that and I'm like, why does that matter? And I'm thinking, I don't know. And of course, then I end up.
But it does, because I can't think of anybody that just gets up and doesn't say anything, because is that how we're taught? Or we used to laugh at cartoons that did that?
Well, I did that, bringing groceries home, and I have all these steps outside. And I was bringing the groceries home and I missed the top step. My hands were full of groceries. And I went down, my arms went up with the bags, right? And I'm like cockeyed on the steps. And I mean, it hurt. It hurt.
Oh.
And then I got up, looked around. I looked around like, did anybody see me? And I'm thinking, it's your backyard. There's nobody here that's going to see. Of course, I had to laugh at myself, but I laughed at myself as well, because I saved the groceries. I saved eggs in there, not a broken one, but boy, was I banged up. But
oh, that's an interesting thought, though, because I don't know anyone that doesn't have that reaction.
That's true. I don't either. I don't know if. And I
looks around to see, did anybody see me?
And I guess that's been something so ingrained in us to worry, what other people think.
There you go.
Oh, I made a fool out of myself. Well, you didn't do it on purpose. I certainly didn't fall down the steps intentionally, So we need to give ourselves permission. Like Angel Amy had said this morning, we need to give ourselves permission to cry, to if you stumble and fall, give yourself permission to accept that we're human. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Be the human we are, and accept that, and give ourselves permission to be that. Give ourselves permission to be silly, and laugh. I find I have a tough time. Well, nobody sees me being silly because I'm here in my home, but I get pretty silly, but it's okay.
You have to keep that child alive.
I know.
And that's what it is, where there wasn't a care in the world of what you did or said.
It didn't matter. It didn't. Now, obviously, when we were little, we were lower. We had a lower center of gravity. So when we fell, we bounced and it wasn't that far.
Yeah.
I'm finding now I don't bounce and it's a lot farther.
And I can't get up.
And it's like, it takes me a little bit longer to get up. Like, oh, that really, really hurt. Like,
Yeah.
but again, I get to give myself permission to say, okay, yeah, that hurt.
That's an excellent example to give yourself permission. It was a wonderful message today. I hope
But
everyone
I really liked it. I really did. I read it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so spot on. Give yourself permission, because for me, I'm a big proponent of not giving myself permission to do much of anything.
And you're afraid if you say something, oh, they're not going to like you. They're not going to understand you.
Right?
Speak your mind. If it's coming from a
Place of love and honesty,
Mhm.
I honor my truth.
That's so true. And I actually, sometimes before I say something, I'll ask myself that, is it coming from love or because you want to put your 2 cents in?
Oh, that's good. I don't ever ask that. I should stop myself. No, I should say.
I have to now.
I try to be a little less reactive when I'm having a conversation with someone. There are times, depending on who it is, family comes to mind, where I just want to say something. And my inner dialogue, I've got this whole conversation going on in my head. And it's like, yeah, that's probably not a good idea to say that. And it doesn't really matter, does it? Does it matter? And it's like, yeah, no.
The
So
thing I've found in those situations, are they going to accept what I say or even listen to it? So why waste my time?
well, that's true.
That's time is irrelevant, but the idea is I'm wasting energy and getting friction. It's not worth it.
And repeating a pattern.
Yes.
I mean, I recognized, it's taken me a long time, but I recognized quite a few patterns with my own family and dealing with them. And every once in a while, I would fall back on an old pattern. And sure enough, it didn't take long for that smack to happen. Like, okay, all right, we know better than to do this. And again, I guess taking responsibility. I know better than to do this. So, if I'm going to do it,
Do it all the way.
there's going to be a repercussion, it. So make that decision. Are you going to continue with this pattern or are you going to not? So it is very much about, being gentle with yourself, being kind to yourself, and giving yourself permission, to be flawed.
You are.
Be the human that you are, and to love that human that you are. What you may say, warts and all. Well, this is who we are, and if we love ourselves, that's everything.
Like that's the example of we look in the mirror every morning and say, I love you. And that's very, very hard for a lot of people.
Well, it's a good practice. It's a good practice.
Mhm.
I've gotten better at it. It's not a daily basis. I will admit that, because I'm too busy brushing my teeth and doing my squats. So
And you're still doing them. That's great.
oh my gosh, yes. Even after I banged up my knees, I might not have completed the whole, like maybe there's maybe 2 days, 3 days there that I was not quite as enthusiastic, but I didn't let it stop me. So I
That's good.
give myself kudos for that.
Very good. You're getting strong now. So when I get there, we can walk and walk and walk.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Captain and I went for a walk yesterday. Oh my gosh.
Oh, great.
Went by the zoo, and those
Oh,
those vulture effigies are still hanging.
really?
Oh yeah. Hanging from the trees, and their buddies are sitting on the branches next to them. It's just like, guys, they're not getting it doesn't terrify them. They're not saying this could be you. They don't care.
Yep. Well, that's the same thing as a scarecrow. Crows go sit on the scarecrow.
Right. So yeah, it was funny. We were walking past that. I'm like, gosh, it doesn't look good. It's kind of creepy. But to see the vultures, the live vultures sitting next to it is just like kind of comical. Okay. Like the one looks at the other and say, oh, that's what happened to Bob. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm getting there as far as now. Today was a little thundery, which is good. That's kind of the first thunderstorm of spring.
And it's clearing.
Yes, it is. You're right. I mean, all of that. Now, of course, the temperature probably dropped. It was almost 70 today here.
Wow.
Really warm. So it kind of figures that, front.
It's teasing you.
Yes. And now it's taking it away.
It's
like crazy.
what I've noticed. It's patience and everything. I'm ready to get out in the yard, and I go and I start, and I can't put my shovel in because the ground's still frozen.
Right. I mean, it dropped. Let's see here. Let me see. Oh, dropped almost 20 degrees.
Yeah. See, that's why I have this on.
It's down almost like down to 57 right now. So yeah, but that's part of the spring, part of it all. Part of the seek comfort and acceptance. I love that.
What spoke to me was acceptance. Accept yourself, honor yourself, and be at peace.
Very good. So what do you think?
I think we're ready for our closing.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us and for your support again. And remember, you are unique in all the universe. There will never be another just like you in all of space and time. You are powerful, you are cherished, and you are loved. And without you, the song of the universe would be incomplete. Until next time, my friends, be well.
Thank you.